Guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. Hopefully we are coming through loud and clear. This is always catches me out on this channel. It's always a little bit weird for me to be streaming on this channel because I'm so used to being on Wrestling Days. So literally at the start of the Wrestling Escape Pod streams every single Sunday or whenever we do them, I'm always like, so I hope everyone's all right whilst things kind of settle down. Hopefully the sound looks like it's coming through all right. The picture looks like it's okay. We are on the older laptop, which is why the pitch quality isn't quite as good. Maybe the sound's not as good. Maybe you can't see the text as well. I just don't know. But we're live anyway. We're live. We're good. Yes! Shout out to all of you. Shout out to everyone that's joining us. Hope everyone is well. I got to tell you, I just got to get a couple of things off my chest. First of all, I am shattered. I am so tired. Obviously, that was like a 6.5 hour stream that we did yesterday for AEW. And I uploaded that little fun video after, we was having some fun with the buy-in. So I uploaded that because I thought it was quite funny. I was watching it back after and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. So I put it up as a little separate thing. And then I was like, right, do you know what? I'm going to try and go to bed. So I went to bed. 2 hours later, I woke up. 2 hours later, and I've not slept since. For some reason, I just could not get back to sleep. So I've had 2 hours sleep. So I am feeling it. I am starting to feel tired now. We'll get through the stream, no problem at all. But man, I'm so relieved there isn't this is gonna sound bad, but I'm relieved there's not a Raw or anything like, I'm glad it's not Monday and we're here for the next 4 hours or something like that, because that would be hard. That would be hardcore right now. So we're gonna do the stream. I don't know how long we're going to stick around for. Easily an hour. So we're definitely doing an hour, probably longer, hour and a half maybe. But I'm just feeling it a little bit. And the other thing as well, man, the amount of grief that score got for me yesterday. I obviously scored AEW 4 out of 10, which I can understand is a bit controversial. What with giving any show that low of a score, so I could understand that it was controversial. I think what's been really positive is the people in the community that agree, obviously have been like, yeah, totally get it, totally agree. The people that disagree that are in the community, they have been very open and had conversations. Now, maybe they don't see it the same way as me, but I've actually had some really good conversations about it today, and I can understand why people have scored it higher. I got to tell you, I'm still sticking with that score. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still sticking. I mean, if I was to change it, I'd probably go to like a 4.5 or something like this, but it's absolutely nothing that I've seen or I've spoken to anyone or read comments or seen posts from there's nothing that suggests or has made me want to change it to like an 8 out of 10 or anything like this. So still absolutely where I was. But what I really like is the fact that the community and the people that I care about have been either, yeah, get it, or no, this is what I think, let's have a conversation. But people outside of our community have been awful. Have been awful. I've had some awful interactions. It's a real eye-opener, because I don't think that we ever really say that much controversial, I don't know. Maybe the Drake Maverick thing's a little controversial. I don't know. Maybe the fact I didn't like Omega and Moxley from last year, maybe that was a bit controversial. Again, I don't know. Just speculating. Maybe I don't think the Fiend losing to Goldberg was controversial. I think everyone was on the same page with that. But this has definitely caused a few conversations and certainly a few like YouTube comments and things like that. And It's been a real eye-opener. It's been a real eye-opener. It's really interesting how quick people go for the word bias. I don't know if you've experienced this. I don't know if you've ever gone onto Twitter and shared your thoughts about NXT or about AEW. But man, bias is the word of the day. I'm telling you, I've had that thrown at me quite a bit on Twitter. And, I mean, obviously it's stupid because, as I keep having to point out to people, my second highest rated pay-per-view of the year is AEW. My favourite match of the year is AEW. Pretty sure I've scored more AEW Dynamites higher than NXT. If not, they're pretty much in line. I mean, it's not as if every week it's like, oh, it's another one for NXT. And obviously, you know, you will have seen how critical I've been of Drake Maverick and what WWE have been doing with that. So I do find this very strange. Very, very strange. How quick people go to that word. So, and I do think it's very disappointing. And certainly off the back as well with the whole Hana Kimura stuff, you know, and everything that happened there and like social media, you know, you've got to be really careful with, you know, what's going out and all of that. I mean, I got to be honest, I wanted to, I went onto Twitter and I saw so much positivity. And there was people that were being negative about last night as well. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I started a YouTube channel to kind of share my thoughts, to have these conversations. Like, last night I thought was really good because we watched it together. We all shared our thoughts. I thought it was pretty respectful. Can't remember any moments that were disrespectful. I got my points across. I hope you got yours across if you joined us as well in the chat. So I kind of felt like, yeah, that's exactly how it should be. But I was like, man, why can't I do this on Twitter? Because I know if I was to put something up on Twitter, it's just going to, do you know what I mean? The floodgates are going to be open and I'm going to be dealing with stuff for maybe days, maybe weeks of hassle and grief and all this. And it's like, man, just for sharing an opinion. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that that's the world that we live in, that you can't even share an honest opinion without just all this hate and all this nonsense and all this negativity and all this, do you know what I mean? It really sucks, man. But that's the world, innit? That's the world that we live in, and I suppose I shouldn't have been surprised. But I think for me, it was just a bit of an eye-opener, you know? A bit of an eye-opener that that's the way it still is. You kind of would have hoped it would have settled down a little bit, but I don't know. It hasn't, clearly. Clearly some die-hard AEW fans out there. I even had one person who wrote me this really long message, and they were like, well, you said this, but then you watched that, and you said that, but then you watched this, and you said you didn't like that, but you watched this. And I just went through, completely debunked absolutely everything that was in this message. Like, they said, one of the things they said was, you say you don't like hardcore matches, but then you do an ECW watch-along. So I had to point out that we've got a community and that those are voted for and that I don't get to choose what we watch and that I did watch it. And actually, I did enjoy it. I think I gave it about an 8 out of 10. The reasons why I did that, there was more wrestling than what I was expecting. I thought the hardcore match was done in a better way than what I'd seen on AEW last year. Yeah, I kind of, you know, really broke this down for them. So I'm kind of hoping that winds them up. Days, we want Total Divas. Well, we will get to that. We will get to that. If people are lying, this is not a funny situation. Why? What's the conversation? What's the conversation in the chat? Green Yellow Army says, Days, I think Brian Cage shouldn't have won last night. I think it would have been better to have been Darby Allin. Oh, here we go. This is the news. Killer Sasuke saying, Days, people are saying that the Boogeyman has died. Okay, I haven't heard this. That's news to me. Certainly haven't seen anything today. I mean, as I said, I've been on Twitter quite a bit, just having various people popping in and giving me grief. But, so, no, I've certainly not seen anything as of, even 15 minutes ago or whatever. But I got to be honest, I haven't really looked for it, so. Days, can you stream Royal Rumble? Days ban Joe Smith. He keeps saying that the boogeyman has died, and he hasn't. Okay, well, where... Well, we can clearly ask... Who is it? Joe Smith. Joe Smith, if where have you seen that news? Feel free to let us know where you've seen it. I will quite happily have a look and then tell you if it's a fake news article, because it could be that you've seen a fake news article, because there's plenty of that out there. There's plenty of fake accounts and things like this. I like the idea of a SummerSlam watch-along. Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? That is true. That is correct. Right, let's do this now then, shall we? We might as well get our first stream started now that I've filled you in on my day of not sleeping and answering various trolls. Let's get this poll going. Let's get rock and rolling. Chalmers says, "What do you think is the promotion of the year so far?" That's a good question. What is the promotion of the year so far? I feel like it's hard to say a promotion of the year, because obviously we've been robbed of like so much of the year. I mean, is it fair to compare AEW and WWE to the likes of NWA and New Japan, because NWA has stopped for a few months and so has New Japan? So, I mean, if I'm only comparing what New Japan put out for those first couple of months compared to what WWE has done or what AEW have done, it's going to be a hard thing to do, isn't it? I mean, I appreciate the fact that we've still been getting wrestling, so I have to give credit to AEW and WWE. So I think it's hard. I think that's a really hard question to answer. Right. The rules, by the way, are the rules. The rules are this show cannot be longer than 3 hours. No longer than 3 hours. And it also it needs to have more than one person asking for it. Yeah, you know the rules. No worries, Jerry. Shout out to you, dude. Dave, in real life, a WCW pay-per-view would make a nice change. Is Dave around? I haven't seen Dave. Oh, yeah, there he is. Hello. I can see Elder Sour as well. I should shout out a few people, shouldn't I? I can see Sean Flagstaff and Don15 and Chalmers and Jake Wrestle News and John Dioria and Cameron. We got Wrestling Days fan, James Chadwick, Team CB, Dean Winchester, Greg Lancelot, Miss Clown 1, JS17. I mean, look, there's loads, tons of people. Hello to you all. Right, let's have a look. Last Ride wouldn't be a good one. I've already watched it anyway. I watched it earlier today. Very, very good. Rich, shout out to you, buddy. Days, we want Total Divas, just not with you. John's asking for Total Divas, and Wrestling Days fan is asking for Total Divas. But we do have, and Dom 15 is as well. Oh, this has become the weekly headache of do you put it in the poll or not? When there's more, I mean, not just one person or two people, but more than that asking for it. So I'll jot it down. I don't know that it's going in, but I've seen it. Let's put it that way. I've seen it. I mean, the rules are the rules. Cameron says, Days, you are entitled to your own opinion, and this should be a community that allows you to express however you feel. Do you know what, Cameron? You are absolutely right, and that works both ways. It should be that you guys can put your points across, and it should be that, obviously, I can put my points across. And obviously, I'm fortunate in the sense that I can do that because I've got the microphone. So I can, there's nothing physically stopping me doing that. But yeah, I think it's just a respect thing, isn't it? It's just a respect thing. I had someone send me a message. This is true. I know I keep getting distracted, but I've got to tell you some of this stuff because it honestly, this is the kind of stuff that I've dealt with. I had someone telling me that I was appalling, right? And I was disgusting because I'm just sitting at home whilst there's healthcare workers that are out there risking their lives and all this kind of stuff. And so I had to point out that the best thing I can do right now is to stay at home. Like, that's literally the best thing I can do to help them. The best thing I can do is to actually stay at home. Like, if I was just spotted out with my mates down the park drinking some cider in a bottle out of a brown paper bag, yeah, and we were all like next to each other in a group of 50, criticize away. Do you know what I mean? Go mental. Yeah, absolutely lose your mind. But no, I got told that I was disgusting and all of this kind of stuff. Reminder, because I gave a show 4 out of 10. It's the world we're living in, guys. It's the world we're living in. Total Divas, right, I've put it down. NXT Chicago. We've got a few for NXT Chicago. See NXT Chicago getting shouted out. How long is NXT? Is that one we've done before? Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. NXT Takeover Chicago days. Well, this is quite interesting. I've got NXT Takeover Chicago 2. I don't know that I've got the first one, actually. Takeover Chicago. Is that the one with Bate and Dunn? Why do I feel like I've actually, Bate versus Dunn? I mean, I've seen the show. Do you want that one? I can see Trini is asking for it, and Jake Wrestle News, and Wrestling Days fan. Okay, well, if you want that one, I don't think I've done a watch along for it. It'd be a bit pointless if I've already done it. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think I've done the second one, but I don't think I've done the first. So, okay, there we go. I'll put it down. So, all right, Total Divas. I've put it down. Okay, Total Divas. I've put it down. And I think this would be, 7, 8, and 9? So, Total Divas, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah? NXT TakeOver Chicago. There's a few people. I just looked up. We got TLC 2016. TLC 2016 is getting a few shouts, I saw. How long is TLC 2016? Let's have a look. TLC 2016. Let's have a look. It is. Oh, it's 3 hours 10, guys. 3 hours 10. You know them rules. We got King of the Ring 1. Royal Rumble 2016. King of the Ring 98. WrestleMania 34. We've already done. I'm sure we've already done. Have we already done? I don't even know. But it'd be over 3 hours anyway. All In. Hey, that's a really good shout, because I don't think we've done All In. I don't think I did a watch along for All In. King of the Ring 98. Survivor Series 08, says Chalmers. Bash at the Beach. I tell you, it's quite hard to find more than one person asking for. Oh, Dave in Real Life says Bash at the Beach 95. Miss Clown says Bash at the Beach 95. Okay, let's have a look. Bash at the Beach 95. Let's have a look. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Here we go. I mean, it's amazing to think someone could spell bash and beach incorrectly, isn't it? But hey ho, hey ho, here we are. Bash at the Beach 95. It's not bringing it up. Have I got to put 1995 maybe? Let's try that. Bash at the Beach 1995. Yes. 224. That's a lovely length. That's what she said. Right, Bash at the Beach. Bash at the Beach 95. Done. So far we've got Total Divas 7 to 9. I'm going to put it in. All right. NXT TakeOver Chicago, which I think is Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne. Bash at the Beach 95, which I've got to be honest, I think would be my favourite. I do like classic wrestling. I really enjoyed SummerSlam 94. So Bash at the Beach 95 speaks to me. We need one more. We need one more. King of the Ring 01. Survivor Series. There's a few Survivor Series, but I've got Survivor Series and Survivor Series 08. And Survivor Series 08. King of the Ring 98. Is there another King of the Ring 98? No, King of the Ring 01. Bash at the Beach 95 is in. SummerSlam 97, I've just got one for that. In Your House 2 is a good shout. Swamp Manor, Sean Flagstaff says all in. WFS says all in. So there's 2. And Wrestling Dude, okay. I can vibe with all in. How long is all in? I don't know how long it runs for. Where would I find it? How would I watch it? Thinking about it, how would we actually watch it? I don't think we can do all in. I don't think we can do all in because I wouldn't even know where to find it or how to watch it. I was. You had me. You had me. See, yeah, Total Divas is in. I saw Sean. I saw that there was 3 for all in. I saw. But I don't know where to find it. Does anyone? If anyone knows, feel free to let me know. Yeah, John saying, how are we supposed to watch that? You could find it. Yeah, what are you thinking about where you want to go if you want to watch wrestling? Because that's going to be a difficult thing to... Do you know what I mean? Right, everyone. Where do I find it? Okay, do you know what I mean? Think about it. It doesn't reflect brilliantly on me, does it? Let's be honest. Doesn't reflect great. Fight TV for All In. Yeah, but I'm best. You've got to pay, have you? Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm totally up for watching it because I've seen it, but I never did a watch along because obviously it wasn't AEW wasn't a thing, was it? At that point, that was their first show. All In. Here we go. All In. It's first of all, it's 3 hours 59, so it's longer than the allotted time, and then you can buy it for $39.99. So sorry, it's disqualified. It's $40, and it's over the 3 hour threshold. It's nearly 4 hours. It's 3 hours 59. If that was now free, which I can understand, why would it be? But I don't think they sell it. Well, I suppose they sell it here, don't they? I suppose this is the new Blockbusters, isn't it? In many ways, so I suppose this is them selling it. So yeah, I don't know. I think we've got to move on. Money in the Bank 2014 says Swampman. Okay, look, there's a lot of people shouting Money in the Bank 2014. Money in the Bank 2014. Here we go. Here come the money. Here come the money. Yep. Okay, you can have that. Done. Done and done. Money in the Bank 2014. Okay, I'll put that poll up now. I'm gonna put the poll up. Total Divas 7 to 9. NXT Takeover Chicago. Old Takeover Chicago. Bash at the Beach 95. Money in the Bank 2014. Gotta tell you, out of those, I would go Wow, I suppose that gives it an advantage, doesn't it? So I won't say. Let's set it for. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm not going to do an hour. I'm not going to cut it down by much. Let's do 45 minutes, yeah? Let's do 45 minutes. What shall we watch? What shall we watch? Right, there we go. Total Divas 79. So if you want to vote, go to @WrestlingEpod. @WrestlingEpod. I know it sounds like something you would put into a dishwasher, but it isn't. It's actually where you will find the Wrestling Escape Pod Twitter account. And it's Total Divas 79. NXT TakeOver Chicago, Bash at the Beach 95, Money in the Bank 2014. That is up now. Boom. 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 That doesn't sound good. Be right back. I'm voting, says Sunny Wolf. Hashtag screw the divas. Well, you can take that a number of ways, can't you? Right, I can see that people are running off to vote. We also need to decide the forthcoming Wrestling Escape Pod topic, which I got to tell you, I really have enjoyed doing the ones that you guys have suggested. You guys have suggested ones we wouldn't have done. I don't think we would have done entrance stages. And it was really fun, actually. I really enjoyed the one on Friday. It wasn't my favourite, I'll be honest. It wasn't my favourite, but I did enjoy it. My favourite might have been the week before with the entrance theme music. That was a lot of fun. So I thought the entrance, again, I don't know if we would have done that. And again, shout out to Jim Gore and all of you that voted for it, because this Friday it's going to be tag team betrayals. So, hey, do you know what'd be really good? Let me know of any tag team betrayals that you think were the best. Because, of course, I'm going to do research for it. And the ones that come to mind straight away for me are like the Rockers. I mean, that's iconic. And the Shield. That's iconic. But are there any other tag team betrayals that stick out? Don't know. There's a few going in my head, but I can't think of really anything that's that scale, if you know what I mean. Like the Shield and the Rockers. I feel like they're the big two. Don't know. Let me know. Lauren says the Shield. I agree. 2 people asked for Rumble 2016. Whoever wins this poll has to go through another poll against that. I voted for Screw the Divas. Okay, that wasn't an option. JS17 says, Days, I'm excited because we might see Dean in Money in the Bank 2014 when he was proper over. Greg says, do a topic about Stone Cold's funniest moments. Hey, do you know, that's something I would actually like to do. Oh, yes. Triple H and HBK. I'm going to put that down. James Chadwick. James Chadwick. Were they a tag team, the Festival of Friendship? It's worth a mention. But were they? No, I don't know if they probably. Do you know what? Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you if they did team together. I should imagine they did because they were best friends, weren't they? But they weren't really like a tag team, were they? DIY, good shout. Good shout to whoever's shouting them out. I can see John Cena Gamer. Undisputed Era haven't split up. Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin to Triple H in the triple threat match. Yeah. Ambrose. Yeah, that was cool. Brothers of Destruction. Good shout. Of Destruction. Says Jerry Smith. Sasha and Bailey. They're a bit strange, aren't they? Because they're friends that have just keep falling in and out of friendship with each other. Evolution, yes. Evolution. How did I forget that? Evolution. Oh, yeah, that was cool. Kevin Owens and Sammy, were they a tag team? Or were they just friends? Friends. Not a team, but KO and Sammy. It seems like people are shouting about Kevin Owens and Sammy. Not a team, Kevin Owens. Oh, the Mega Powers, Cameron. Yes. The Mega Powers explode. When they finally do that handshake. Mega Powers explode. Cameron Fulton. Amazing. Chavo turning on Eddie. Chavo and Eddie. These are great. I tell you what, you guys are coming up with so many. I really wasn't expecting this many. So let's just get to 10. Might as well just round it off and get to 10. We've got 7. Rockers we've had. Shane and Drew, they weren't really a team. They were more acquaintances, weren't they? EC3 and catering. Yes. That was really sad when that broke up. Nation of Domination's good shout. We are the nation of domination. We are the nation of domination. I tell you what I would put on this list, but it hasn't happened yet. And that's Hangman and Kenny. Because it's going to happen. But and it's going to be epic when it does, because they've been teasing it for so long. But we're not there yet. Jericho and Christian, that's a good shout. JS17 says there's most unexpected heel and face turns. That is definitely one that we could do. Miz and Shane was good. Okay, I'll put it down. I hated the start of that. That's got one of my least favourite... I mean, honestly, one of my least favourite moments is Shane winning the World Cup. I hated that moment so much. He wasn't even in the tournament, and he wins the World Cup. But out of that came that tag team, and obviously, the story goes from there, doesn't it? One more. The Hardys. Hardys, Edge and Christian, yeah. What am I going for? I'll go Hardys in TNA, because I don't know much about their TNA split. So it'll be good for me to look into it. My knowledge of Impact is minimal. Let's put it that way. Awesome. Done. Thank you. That'll give me 10 to get my teeth into, get the ball rolling. I'll try and have a look and find some more. I mean, obviously, you got the Rockers and the Shield, and then whatever Tommy brings as well. So we're recording that on Tuesday night, and it'll be up. That Tag Team Betrayals will be up this Friday night. So we've got that coming. And as well as that, we've also got to figure out the next watch along for Thursday. The poll is up and running, and quite close. We've already had 83 votes. Total Divas is in the lead. I mean, what I'm going to say is that if it wins, it wins. It did get a week off last week, so if it wins, then it wins. But some other good options there for you, wrestling fans. It might be one of those again, though, where Total Divas fans vote for Total Divas, but then the wrestling vote is split amongst 3 options. Like, the only reason wrestling won last week was because it went head to head. That was the only reason. But well, here we go. Look, the winner will be whatever the winner will be. So that's up and running. The only other bit of housekeeping I need to do is figure out, and actually we could do that now, just get it done, and then we can talk about whatever. But the next bit of housekeeping that we need to do is what should the next Wrestling Escape Pod episode be about. I always do this the same way that we do the watch-along poll. So more than one topic makes it to the poll. Whatever wins the poll, that's what we do. So, Days, what was more a shocking heel turn? Dean on Seth because of the Roman announcement, or Seth on Roman and Dean because no one saw it coming? I think the first one was more shocking, to be honest. The second one was certainly shocking as well and right up there, but that first one was something special. Best attires, best heels, greatest feuds, underrated matches. John with best Total Divas moments. X-Pac and Kane split was good. It was good. Worst heels. Wedding segments. That's quite fun. Best attires has had a couple there, so best attires has made it. Best attires. Tell you what I like about best attires. I'm pretty sure I can make a really fun thumbnail with that. Undertaker moments, that's good. Underrated matches. Why Corbin is boring. Why? God, I could spend more than an hour on that. Weirdest tag teams, greatest feuds, most brutal moments. Michael says wedding segments, and so does Sean. Wedding segments. Okay, yeah, well, 2 people have asked for it, so all right. Wrestling, weddings. Could be quite fun, actually. Best heel promos, best Mania intros. Says, okay, we've got Sonny Wolf agreeing as well. So, best Mania intros. It's a good shout. So, best attires. Wrestling weddings, best Mania intros, emotional moments. Might get the feels, wrestling dude. I might get all the feels. I'm not doing best Total Divas moments, John. Best Vincent and Adriana moments. Best masks. I'm just trying to... Do you know what? It's so hard to try and match them up. I've got Mania intros. Best managers, says Miss Clown 1, which is a really good shout. Undertaker moments. Heel promos has got a vote. Heel promos. WFS, desperate to get that in. Switched to emotional moments. Emotional moments, I saw 2 for emotional moments. There we go. Done. Right, thank you, friends. Let me put that one up. Let me put it up. Right. Righty right. Let's put this up for half an hour. Next, Wrestling Escape Pod topic. So, we've got best attires. Could be fun. Wrestling weddings. Could be fun. Best Mania intros. I think that... Does that kind of eliminate... Well, I suppose it doesn't. I was thinking, does that eliminate the early Manias? Because really, WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... You know, they didn't really have a great deal, did they? Although saying that at 3, they did have those little ring carts, didn't they? Which are probably worth a mention. And then, of course, 9 was just wacky. In fact, with 9, you got The Undertaker coming down with the... On that, like, chariot thing? With the hawk? I don't know. Is it a crow? In my head, it's a bird. Maybe a crow. I think a crow's got some kind of significance to death, doesn't it? So... Actually, do you know what? Scrap that. That could be good. I just thought, I was like, oh, that's probably going to focus on a lot of like more recent WrestleManias, but No, I think there's enough in it. And emotional moments. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Right, here we go. That is up as well. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Right, okay, so we are up and running. I think, have we been streaming for 40 minutes? Have we already, done 40 minutes of quite literally nothing? Of just, 40 minutes of housekeeping. That's what we've done. 40 minutes of, faffing. In all fairness, this is a faff around. I don't know if you've heard, but there's going to be Mike Tyson on Wednesday. AEW have announced that Mike Tyson is going to be on the show on Wednesday. WWE have announced that Kurt Angle is going to be the guest referee for that cage match as well. So we've got some legends coming on Wednesday. We know that there's going to be a number one contenders women match on Raw. We've got Charlotte taking on Natalia, which doesn't make much sense, taking on Nia Jax. That's the number one women's contender match. And do you know what? It just got me thinking, what else has been announced for Raw? And I'm not sure if anything has yet. I don't know if the Raw preview is up yet. I doubt it is, to be honest. Raw preview for the 25th. Let's have a look. 25th. Because it'd be quite nice to know what we're watching tomorrow. But I don't know if anything will be up yet. Oh, hello. What we got? There is Summer. Breaking news. This week's Raw continues to tape live. Okay, so coming live from the Performance Center. On Raw, Drew heads to the VIP lounge ahead of his match with Bobby Lashley. So Drew's going to be on the VIP lounge. I think that was announced. Apollo Crews gets a shot at Andrade. Plus, we've got Flair, Natalia, and Nia in a triple threat. Okay, so that's it. Those are the three. But that Andrade Apollo Crews match is for the United States Championship. So tomorrow on Raw, we've got, could it be Apollo Crews' moment? Could Apollo Crews become the new United States Champion? So we've got Apollo Crews taking on Andrade. We've got Charlotte Flair, Natalia, Nia Jax. I've got no idea how Natalia has got into that match. No idea at all. But Natalia's in that match. So Charlotte Flair, Natalia, Nia Jax in a triple threat. And then Drew McIntyre on the VIP lounge with MVP. So, boom. Voted for weddings. There's plenty of scope there for Days and Triple T to sink their teeth into. Can't believe they showed Tyson yawning. The Tyson thing was really strange for me yesterday. And do you know what? I can't figure out what's happening with Tyson. Because before Double or Nothing, we said, wouldn't you have made that a bigger deal? Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got a huge announcement at the end of the show. And then when you get there, then announce Mike Tyson. You know, even, like, you might, if Tyson can't be there for Dynamite to actually announce that he's going to be presenting the title, wouldn't you have had, like, all of the executive vice presidents all coming out together saying, guys, it's very unusual that we would all be here to make this announcement, but it is that big that it's going to take all of us to do this, because we can reveal that at Double or Nothing, the TNT, do you know what I mean? Like, you just build it and build it and build it, and you tease it throughout the whole show. Maybe you even put a little teaser in being the Elite, but it was none of that. It was just a graphic that was just shown. And breaking news, bang, Mike Tyson's going to present the award. So I kind of felt like how they revealed the news was a little bit strange. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mike Tyson in the news at the moment, baddest man on the planet. And then how they used him, I thought was a bit strange. Do you know, some of it is not their fault. I really feel like, could you imagine if there was a crowd yesterday for Mike Tyson? I mean, when Tyson was to come walking out and they're playing the music, people would have been going crazy, man, to have seen Tyson walk out. You know, maybe he'd have done a bit of shadow boxing or something on the stage, because he's the kind of person that really would feed off that crowd. You know, I think with the more subdued atmosphere, with not having 10,000 people, yeah, it's I don't know. Like, there's really not many people talking about Tyson. Just feels, I don't know, feels a bit like a missed opportunity in a way. I can't get my head around it. So I was really surprised to see that he's going to be back on Wednesday. And I wonder why. I wonder what is he going to... They think they might have the belt ready for Wednesday. So it could be that he's coming in to actually hand over the finished belt. I have heard Cody saying that as of Wednesday, that belt could be good to go. Because obviously the one they showed us isn't the finished one. So maybe that's why he's there on Wednesday. I'm not expecting him to say I'm all elite now and I've joined the roster or anything like that. Hopefully someone gets knocked out. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. Big Boy Dally says, are you going to watch Chapter 3 of The Last Ride? Am I going to watch Chapter 3? I would watch... well, I have watched Chapter 3. Yes, I have watched Chapter 3. Would I watch it as a watch-along? Is that a question, or are you just asking if I would watch it? Because I've seen it. I watched it earlier today. So I've already seen it. I thought it was... in fact, we can just quickly touch on it. I thought it was very good. I didn't think it was the best of the three. I thought it might have been the worst of the three. There wasn't really too much that was revealed in this one. It kind of... We already knew that he felt he could do longer against Cena, and that's how the episode starts. You briefly see then him having that match against Rusev, but he doesn't say much about it in Saudi Arabia. And then, like, he starts talking about his favourite matches were the two Shawn ones, the two Triple H ones, and then we start going into the Saudi match, the Super Showdown match in Australia that I'd completely forgotten about, him against Triple H. I completely forgot that match even had happened. So, yeah, he kind of touches on those, and there's some nice insight and stuff like that, but there's nothing... I didn't come away from this episode, like, with a mind-blowing visual or something. It's kind of nice to see him behind the scenes playing cards with, like, one of the medics. I think his name was Larry, if I remember correctly. So there was a nice little moment there. You could see that they've got, like, a really good relationship. And he says that he just plays cards with Larry. It's like an old boys club. So that was kind of cool. I mean, you are seeing some incredible behind-the-scenes footage. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely worth a watch. Absolutely worth a watch. But for me, it just didn't quite have the same impact as, like, the first and second episodes. And I think now you got to wait a little while until the episode 4. But episode 4 looks so good because it's the Goldberg match. It's the Goldberg match. So I'm really interested to see what he's got to say about that. So, yeah, I've seen it. But I wouldn't do a watch-along for it because those kinds of things are quite difficult to do watch-alongs for, if I'm being honest. They are tricky because of you have to listen. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same as watching a match and kind of, you know, action can tell its own story, can't it? But yeah, there's a lot of dialogue you have to listen. Last Ride 3, it kind of sets up 4, says DJ B Tazzy. Oh, it was really good. It was really good. Don't get me wrong. JS17 says, Days, I think Apollo is going to turn heel on Raw to win the US Championship. Maybe. I could see that. I don't know who I want to be US champ. I think I want him to be given that opportunity. I think that he was meant to be in Money in the Bank, and you know what I mean, they've been telling a bit of a story with Apollo. I think he's got the support of the people. Give him the chance. Give him, why not? Do you know what I mean? I don't know what does that free Andrade up to go into a bit of a feud with Drew. Although saying that, we've kind of already seen a couple of matches on Raw and he lost them. So I don't know. Jerry Smith says, I thought Kurt was released. I think he was furloughed. I don't know if he was actually released or not. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But either way, he's back, and he might only be back for this one match. I've not seen details. I just know that he is back as a guest ref. Are you going to watch UFC on Saturday? Harry Tovey asks. Yes, and I am very much looking forward to it. That is on Saturday. So another busy week, man. Another busy week. Tomorrow we've got Raw, and obviously we've just quickly touched on the 3 things they've announced for that so far. So we've got Raw, we've got NWA, we've got NXT and AEW on Wednesday. We've got whatever wins the watch along on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, UFC on Saturday. We'll do another Sunday night faff around on Sunday. So yeah, we just keep going. Right, again, I can tell you there's exactly 19 minutes left on both of the topics that we're voting on. And what the watch along at the moment, there's 3% in it right now. 3% in it. I'm not gonna dwell on what's winning and all of that. You know where to go to vote. So there you go. If you want to vote in that, go over to @WrestlingEpod. There's 3% in it. That's all. So yeah, we've got that. And also we've got the next. This is really close. In fact, so close it's a draw. I don't know what I do if it's a draw. Legit, I don't know what I do if it's a draw. But we've got what is the next Wrestling Escape Pod episode. We've got best attires at 18%, wrestling weddings at 19%, and then it's best Mania intros and emotional moments, both at 32%, so they're drawing at the moment. So, all to play for. Conor versus Usman, July 4th. Has that been announced? That would be incredible if it was. Incredible. Days, do you think that Taker and Styles will have a rematch? I think something's going to happen, yes. I think something's going to happen because AJ's kind of being haunted by The Undertaker at the moment. Obviously, he went into that stupid room in Money in the Bank, which I still don't know why it was there. He was haunted by the image of The Undertaker on the wall. He obviously sat down and, got frustrated when he was watching The Last Ride. There's been a few hints. But of course, in past couple of weeks, he's been in that Intercontinental tournament. So I think that maybe got in the way a little bit. So I don't know what the plans are for him now. But I do believe coming out of WrestleMania that there was a plan for something. So we'll have to see. Robin813 says, okay, amazing. Days, do you think... Oh, we spoke about that. Days, I looked at the comments yesterday's stream, and they are harsh. Yeah. I mean, they're there. If you want to look at the comments are there. I do think that some went too far from people, but it doesn't bother me. And I've had comments similar to that on Twitter as well. That doesn't bother me because they're just people that aren't part of the community. There's people that claim that they are, that claim they've joined for a few streams. But I gotta be honest, if you're just jumping in for the odd stream, then brilliant, you're welcome. Do you know what I mean? It's great to have you. Hopefully they can stick around more. But man, they can't start having a conversation as if they know me. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't jump into the odd stream and then start telling me everything about myself. So, yeah, it was an eye-opener. That was all. It was an eye-opener, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change my score. It's not going to stop me being honest. I just don't get it. I don't understand. What I don't get, right, is why people, like, so if you really enjoyed a show, forget promotions, just think about a show. if you really enjoyed a show, right, you've watched it, you've laughed your, socks off and, oh, that was good. Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, I really enjoyed that. You go on Twitter, oh, that was amazing. Love that show. Best show I've ever seen. 10 out of 10. Dave Meltzer, 11 stars, blah, 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 yeah? So you do that and you're like, oh, that was so good. Whew. But then you go online and you see that someone didn't like it, right? I don't know where does the anger come from? I don't know where the anger comes from. That's the bit that gets to me. So, like, you've really enjoyed it. It's been absolutely brilliant. So surely you're like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Woo. You're all of that, aren't you? So where does that... Yeah, they didn't enjoy it. I don't know where the... I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know where that... I don't get it. I don't get it. I can understand it more if you were, like, down and you were like, oh, disappointed and, oh, I shouldn't have spent $50 on that. Do you know what I mean? I've just wasted that money and all this. And I can understand, like, if you're already in that mindset, like, if you're already a bit, how you could then... But the other way around, I don't quite get. I don't know. The world's a weird place. Days, don't let them in. It doesn't bother me, mate. I tell you what, though, it is eye-opening, as I keep saying, because it doesn't bother me because I'm 21. So, do you know what I mean? I'm that little bit older. I've been around the block. I've lived a life. I've seen the world. You know, I'm not some kid. I'm 21 years old now. So, do you know what I mean? I'm basically middle-aged. So, yeah, but you do look at it and go, man, yeah, kids growing up in this. I tell you, I'm so grateful that when I grew up, there wasn't social media. I would have hated that. Because when I was, the great thing was when I was at school, you could have a bad day at school, right? Say, people are picking on you or something like this. As soon as that bell rings and you start going home, you're done. That's it. It's over. You ain't got to worry about it until tomorrow. And if it's Friday, you ain't got to worry about it till Monday. So, it ain't great. But now, I should imagine it's just 24/7. Do you know what I mean? It's a whole new kettle of fish. Like, I feel sorry for kids these days. I really do. Because I don't know how you cope with that. I don't know how I would cope with that growing up now. Jerry Smith, shout out to you. Coaster Maniac says, Days, don't embrace the hate. Some people need to have their opinions validated so it makes them feel more secure about it. You disagree and it makes them doubt themselves so they get mad. Yeah, what blows my mind, though, is I did a watch-along for it and I didn't enjoy... I was at around about a 5.5 going into that main event and I didn't like the main event, right? Now... I'm not going to get stuck into it. We've said what needs to be said. We're not, doesn't matter. And so I gave it the score I gave it. But they've purposefully gone on to the stream to look at it, and they've purposely gone on to see. So they're in a good mood. They're like, yeah, 10 out of 10 show. Woo, woo. Let's check out. Let's see what some people think. But they've purposefully gone to find this information. I could even understand it a little bit more if I had sent a tweet out saying that was one of the most disgusting shows I've ever seen. I hated this, I hated that, I hated it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'd have ripped into it on Twitter, then I am opening that door. But no, a lot of, a good chunk of comments came on, like, YouTube, which... they had to seek me out for. So it's just a sorry state of the world. It's not something. I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very fortunate in that I've been like very lucky that I've had such a great community in you guys. And even before doing the watch-alongs, there was a nice little community that was in the comments section. Because obviously I wasn't doing the watch-alongs at the time. So you kind of, you see the same names in the comments. And which is how I knew Jim Gore has been around, because I used to see him in the comments all the time. He's been around a long, long time. And I've just been really lucky that I've just not had... Maybe I've just never said anything that controversial. Perhaps I've just been like... All my opinions have been super safe or something, I don't know. And I've just been very fortunate in avoiding any kind of backlash. But as we are approaching backlash, I had just a little taster today of some backlash. Yeah, it was interesting. Right, 10 minutes to go. Jerry Smith, shout out to you. Days, I think people like Dave Meltzer encourage hate. Well, I would say that, yeah, I would say that there are people that do encourage hate. I don't listen to enough Dave Meltzer, to be honest. I must admit, I do like going onto his Twitter account and I do like, he gets a lot of people coming at him. Whenever he's replying to someone, like the comment is like someone going at him. So it seems like he's having to defend himself a lot, or at least that's how it seems. I never dig into it. I'm just being honest. I don't go on to Dave Meltzer's Twitter account and start digging in and saying, right, what was the start of this conversation? Where did it all begin? So he might have started it. I don't know, right? But just as a casual going down, it looks like there's a lot of people coming at him and he's having to try and fire back. Now, maybe it's different on I think he's got a radio thing that he does. I don't listen to it, so I don't know how he comes across on that. So I can't defend him, but I do like to go onto his Twitter account because, I mean, it's the same with Jim Cornette. I do listen to the Cornette podcast because he knows so much about wrestling. He knows so much about the territories and so much about wrestling history. And obviously, he was there. He can tell you stories about what it was like to be in WWE in the 90s, what it was like to manage Yokozuna, what it was like to manage Owen Hart and Davey Boy, and what it was like to run your own promotion, what it was like before that in the 80s, talking about, and not only that, he's got like so much info and programs and everything going back all the way to, the early 1900s. He in many ways is a wrestling historian, so I do find it so interesting. I would honestly love to just find a podcast, because I haven't found one yet, that's just like a wrestling historian that sits down and just goes. Do you know what I mean? One of those where it's like, welcome to episode 1. We're going to go on a journey. We're going to start with Farmer Burns in the late 1800s. He taught Frank Gotch, and then Frank Gotch had a match against Hackenschmidt. Do you know what I mean? And then boom, we're off talking about Ed Strangler Lewis, talking about Gorgeous George, talking about, do you know what I mean, going into NWA territories and all this kind of stuff. And just, I would love that. But yes, I do agree that there are people, and Cornette is absolutely one, that fuel those fires. Where was the enthusiasm when Bray lost? Where was the enthusiasm when Bray lost? What do you mean, my friend? What do you mean? I think you're pro WWE. Well, QSI, that's I like the fact that I can have this conversation, because I don't see how that can be said when my second favorite pay-per-view was AEW Revolution. My favorite match of the year is Hangman and Kenny versus the Young Bucks, which Dave Meltzer gave 6 stars to and said was the greatest tag match ever. And I even did a separate video asking, is it the greatest tag match ever? So I actually even went to the lengths of looking into that and seeing if it was. And the conclusion that I came to was that, yes, it is up there. It is actually up there. Having what I've seen, I thought it was up there. There's a lot of Dynamite shows that have been scored in line or higher than NXT. I just don't get where this pro WWE bias argument comes from. Like, it's got no merit. It's got no grounds. And it seems to come from the fact that I had someone saying to me earlier that I spend more time watching NXT during the Wednesday watch-alongs, and it's just like, man, I mean, the AEW screen actually couldn't be closer. It's right here. Like, I can actually touch it with my hand. The screen that shows NXT is like all the way over there. And this one is right here, and I can sit here and, I mean, literally, I can turn my head and it's just here. So it's the closer screen. Like, I've got it right here. I can even see it as I'm talking to the camera now. I can even see in the corner of my eye what would be happening on this screen right here. So I'm always aware as to what the segments are, and then I just tend to go which one is the one that's grabbing my attention more. So it's got no foundation. It's absolutely got no foundation. So I don't know. The bias argument is one that has been very, very interesting today. Very, very interesting. It seems to just be an easy word for people to reach for. Just, I don't know if it's like the main weapon that AEW hardcore fans have got. And maybe the same for NXT. I mean, maybe if when we get to NXT TakeOver in your house, if I give that 4 out of 10, am I then going to have people saying that I'm biased towards AEW? And people are going to be like, oh, he's totally biased. You know, he keeps saying that his favourite match is Hangman against Young Bucks. And did you see what he gave Revolution? Gave Revolution 8.75 out of 10. Daisy's top 3 pay-per-views in 2020, and none are WWE. Yeah, I mean, the problem that I'm going to have is that if I do upset NXT fans, how do I convince them that I'm not biased to AEW? That's going to be a problem for me. Because I can't, with AEW, at least I've got a few arguments where I can go, hang on, well, this is the score I gave Revolution, and this is my favourite match, and, you know, I don't know what I could say if someone from NXT was to have a go. The only thing I could say is I've been watching this damn show, like, since the network was around. Like, I've been watching it each week, and I've done watch-alongs for all the takeovers, and I don't know. I don't know. At this point, it's just comical. Days, I'm for and against WWE, same, because there are a lot of pros and cons, and it's the same with any other promotion. Yeah, same. I mean, look, if you watch those Wednesday watch-alongs, you'll know how disgusted I was about the whole Drake Maverick thing. That is my least favourite thing that's happened this year, is the Drake Maverick story. I hate it. I hate it, and I was very, very vocal about it. Right, we've got just a couple of minutes left. Sonny Wolf says, Wrestling Escape Pod Days, if you have any more trolls coming at you, let us know. I don't need that, bud. I don't need. Days, you have a family, not a community. Honestly, this isn't what this stream's about. I'm just saying that it's just been an interesting day. That's all. Thank you. Appreciate the support, my friends. Days, fair with promotions. You call it as I see it, and I like that. Days, my dad does not watch WWE anymore because he thinks it's weird with no fans. That's fair enough. Do you like Tessa? The jury's out on Tessa, and right now the jury's out on Velveteen Dream. I've not seen anything with Tessa come back. I don't know if those allegations against her were true or not, and that does bug me. It bugs me that Impact didn't look into it, because I mean, I've had this conversation quite a few times, and I know there's people that are saying, well, how do you know that they didn't look into it? Well, I can't believe that company would have kept it quiet. Do you know what I mean? There's been and I can't believe that Tessa would have kept it quiet. Because I'll tell you now, if more than one person publicly is coming out and accusing me of racial slurs and things along these lines, and the person that was the alleged victim comes out and says, yes, this happened, right? And there's all of this smoke. I'm clearing my name as quick as I can. Like, I just, and the fact that nothing happened, I thought was kind of, or seemingly nothing happened, or there was no statement. And actually, there was a statement. The statement from Tessa was, we all make mistakes, which arguably made things worse. You know? You kind of, it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? We all make mistakes. So, yeah, I didn't like the fact. I don't know about Tessa. I don't know what the truth is. My problem with that situation was more with Impact and the whole lack of clarity and the fact that it was just swept under the rug, you know? It was just kind of, no, it'll blow over kind of a thing. It's like, man, that sucks. That sucks. And I don't know the truth with the Velveteen Dream. I mean, again, it's just another allegation. And he came out straight away and said, there's no truth to this, and I'm going to clear my name. And I will start, you know, pressing charges and all that kind of stuff. So, well, let's see. Let's see what happens. I was very surprised that NXT gave him that title opportunity. But then, I just don't know. I don't know what the truth is on it. Again, I'd be surprised if we never hear any more about that. Because surely there's other people like me out there that are like wanting to, you know, find out what the truth is. So we'll have to see. Jacoby says, Days, I'm going to be at Hell in a Cell 2020 in Atlanta, and the rumored main event is The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns in a Hell in a Cell for the Universal Championship. I'm so excited. That sounds awesome. Right, we've got our things ending. We've got Wrestling Escape Pod topic is the best Mania intros. And we've got Total Divas 7 to 9. So it is Total Divas this Thursday. Total Divas 7 to 9. And we've got best Mania intros as well. There we go. So, Total Divas and Best Mania intros. What we could do, right, is how about on Sunday, so a week today, how about we do a wrestling watch-along? How about that? That might, because I know there's going to be people that want to watch wrestling that aren't going to want to watch for a third time Total Divas. So I feel like the fair thing to do is to watch wrestling a week today. So how about we run one more poll, okay? And in this poll, we do wrestling, weddings, best Mania intros. Oh, what am I doing? I'm writing down the wrong ones. I need the 3 losers. So, NXT TakeOver Chicago. Bash at the Beach. I'm going to need one more. So, I'll put another poll up for next Sunday. I feel like that's the fair thing to do. Money in the Bank 2014. So one more. One more. WFS Wrestling saying, screw the Divas. Well, look, I'm being as fair as I can. Days, I think all the anti-WWE or AEW fans are annoying and wrong because they can't just enjoy some fun, good, and exciting wrestling. I was with friends and an anti-AEW fan, and I couldn't stand him. Well, I do. I wonder if part of it is that. I wonder if you've hit the nail on the head. I wonder if you've got AEW fans that are like, they've got something that they love. It was brilliant for them. And, you know, if they see something that they can't understand, I mean, I do try to explain it as to how I, you know, score things, how I score them. It's not as if it's just like, feels like a 4. So I do go, well, it's because of this and this and that and that and that, and that's how we got there. But I can understand that if you've got someone that's going in with that mindset already, you know, if you've got someone going into an AEW show saying, oh, I hate AEW, they're just a rip-off and all this kind of stuff, I can see that would be annoying, in all fairness. I could see that would be annoying. That would annoy me. So, yeah, I could get it from that point of view. But that's the thing, you see. I kind of think that if you was to watch the streams and you was an active part of the community, you would have known that. Which is why these people that have jumped in and gone, I've heard you've given it a 4. And clearly haven't heard the streams. Haven't got a clue what's going on. Haven't watched the videos. Don't know any of the reasonings. What do I care if what they... You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. Right, we need ones more. Fake Ross Fate, shout out to you. Dean Winchester, how you doing? We've already got an NXT. I can see people asking for some NXTs, but we have got NXT TakeOver Chicago, so we could put another one in, but we've got a couple for Halloween Havoc. Kind of got WCW, but I don't know. Look, we got Dave in Real Life Halloween Havoc, Sean saying Halloween Havoc. Oh, there's a lot for Halloween Havoc there. Let me have a look and see the length of time it is. Let's have a look. Halloween Havoc is 3:15, guys. Guys, get it together. Get it together. 3:15, so it is disqualified. Capital Punishment says Wrestling Kids. Bad Blood 97, King of the Ring 98, Havoc 98 is too long, buddy. NXT Philadelphia, kind of done an NXT. I did say, like, you know, it's 3 hours 15. Yeah, well, rules be rules. Rules be rules. Days, are you actually paid by WWE? And someone called you WWE's little boy. I know they did. I'm not paid by WWE. I've never received any payment from WWE. I'm quite happy to go on record with that. The only thing that WWE have ever done for me is invited me down to the shows in London, which is how I got to see the Funhouse thing. And the reason they did that was because they said it. You know, you could do an interview with Braun and Cesaro. Because they saw that there was good engagement with the channel. So, you know, whilst the stars are here, it makes sense to bring down one of the UK YouTubers, you know. So they reached out to me and gave me that opportunity, which was great. I haven't heard from them since, to be honest. I don't know if I did a bad job. But, yeah, I haven't heard from them since. So I did the Braun and Cesaro, like, about a year ago. And then anything after that has come from, like, WWE Shop reached out to me, but that's WWE Shop here in Europe, and the Mattel stuff comes from Mattel, not from WWE. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, if anything's like slipped my mind, but 100% no, I'm not on WWE's payroll. And the fact that I was called a little boy is, honestly, when you're 21, that's a compliment. Miz and Miss It. Oh, no. I'm not. No. It's going to be a wrestling show. I said this would be a wrestling show. Don't you play your games. Don't you play your games. Legends House, Episode 1. Legends House, Episode 1. WWE swerved. Imtiaz, shout out to you. I'm not doing Miss and Mrs. It's not happening. I'm not messing around the wrestling fans. Total Divas won. That's fine. For the third time on a Thursday, we'll watch it. It won fair and square. So I'm extending an olive branch to those that are hoping to watch some wrestling. So it's not going to be Ms. and Mrs. But I give you all the credit in the world for trying. I give you all the credit in the world. Money in the Bank 2014 is already in. I'm trying to find one that's got a couple of votes. In Your House 2 has got a couple of votes there. James Chadwick and Rich. Okay, we might have found it. In Your House 2. In Your House 1995. In Your House. I mean, it's going to be under, innit? In Your House. There we go. Boom. Yeah, it's in Your House 2. Okay, so we'll put this up, but we'll only put it up for a short period of time. I wasn't expecting to be around this long, to be honest. I told you, I've had 2 hours sleep. I was fading. But this is good. We're getting some stuff done here. We're ticking off a few jobs. So, what shall we watch next Sunday? Okay, so the ones that just missed out get another chance. So, NXT TakeOver Chicago. Bash at the Beach 95. Money in the Bank 2014. In Your House 2. Okay, we'll run that for... Let's run it about 15 minutes. 15 minutes we'll run that for. There we go. Boom. My little olive branch that I've extended out there to those of you that wanted some wrestling. Boom. Okay. Nothing like a good old faff around to wake you up. Well, that's what Mother says. It's not fair and square, you said. After the first one, there will never be a Total Divas. Well, I've got to give the people what they want. Do you know what I mean? You could see the demand. You could see the demand. So I feel like the wrestling stream for this week, you're still getting. You're getting it next Sunday. I feel like that's fair and square. Kids watch the streams. Total Divas is inappropriate. Fun fact, you're not meant to be watching on YouTube if you're younger than 13, which is where all these copper rules have come in, which is why YouTube got sued by like $170 million. The fact that there's all these things that are being made for kids. YouTube kind of stayed largely quiet on it, like I can't remember, like when I first opened an account, but I think it does ask the question, are you 13? And obviously you've got kids that use like parents' accounts and things along those lines, but YouTube is based and aimed at people that are like over 13. So there shouldn't be youngsters using YouTube, to be honest. It's kind of moving and trying to move more towards that older demographic, which is, why we can't do the Wheel of Fun giveaways and the kids magazine giveaways and things like that. And so if you do a video now that's aimed at kids, like I did a WWE Kids magazine one, you have to actually highlight that it's made for kids, which is what I did the other day. I highlighted that was made for kids, and as a result, it doesn't send notifications out, and it doesn't appear in certain places and all that kind of stuff, So, yeah, I did that the other day with the kids magazine one that I did. We should watch the only match that Sting won in WWE. I don't even know if I could find it. It was on a Raw, wasn't it? Him against Big Show, and then it turned into a tag match after. So, I don't know. We need fighting with my family. It's hard to do things where there's talking. WFS says, I'm definitely 13. Well, that is good. That is good news. Days, add 10. What, to the 13? 23. Welcome to maths. Welcome to maths with Days. Next, Nelson says, Days, next time, only 2 picks. Maybe we have to go that way. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. There's a lot of people that, for whatever reason, enjoy the Total Divas streams. We seem to have gained a Total Divas community out of nowhere. So holla to all my sisters out there. So yeah, we've kind of gained this Total Divas community that for some reason just really, really wants that show. So yeah, as I said, this is a way of still doing a wrestling watch along. So that'll be next Sunday. I'm 16. In September, I will be 17, says John. Green Yellow Army says we need to watch Shawn Michaels versus John Cena. That is a 1-hour match. Sunny Wolf says, when I was 13 to 14, we had cable and I watched Total Divas. Days, if you was to resurrect a dead WWE superstar, who would it be? I don't know. That's really tough, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I do have a soft spot for Bruno Sammartino. We've spoken about that before. I don't know. That's really tough. Bruno Sammartino is definitely someone that comes to mind. I know a lot of people would say Eddie Guerrero as well. I think Eddie's definitely someone I'd love to see again. Trying to think. I mean, British Bulldog. I mean, he was a big part when I was a kid of my growing up. So I feel like a couple of names there. I mean, to be honest, I would love to have seen some of the old legends, some like the really kind of guys that you can't really find footage of anymore. So, I don't know. Macho, yeah, great shout. Macho Man, yeah. Macho Man. Days, will there be a Hana Kimura tribute on Raw? I don't know, is the answer. I don't know. I mean, of course, I think there should be. But I can't recall if WWE have done that in the past, when someone has passed away that's never worked for them but has just been a part of the wrestling family. I seem to think they don't tend to do it. So it's going to be hard to say. I hope they do. But I've got to be honest, I was a bit underwhelmed with what they did for Shad. I really thought they were going to show a little video package or something like that. And on SmackDown, it was just a graphic, halfway through a show. I think we'd come back from a commercial break, and then we got the graphic. So I was kind of expecting maybe the graphic at the start, maybe a video package a little bit more into the show. So, yeah, I felt they could have done more there. But at least they got something up. So hard to say when it comes to someone that has never wrestled in WWE. I don't know. Days, why did WWE hide the Umaga death? I don't know is the answer to that. I don't know. Was there... Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Umaga. Heart attack is what he passed away from. Suffered a heart attack. Had drugs in his system. Heart and liver disease. Drug use that led to... I can't see anything suspicious there. I don't know much about these drugs. Or if they're just like prescription drugs. It's not like cocaine and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've just clicked on a couple and they've both say medication. So, I'm guessing that he died from medication. So, I don't know. Was there not a graphic or something? Maybe some people might be able to help you with that. There's some of the stuff on YouTube is not appropriate for people like you who are 21. True. How is Jeff after his hospital visit? Yes, insiders, let us know how is Jeff. How is Jeff? Jake says a lot of creeps talk inappropriate stuff on the Total Divas streams. Well, hopefully they can, if they overstep a mark, be dealt with the mods. Days, you pervy uncle. Hi. Are you ready for some cookies and milk bottles on Thursday? Milk bottles? I'm always ready for milk bottles. Sorry, just tuned in. What are we watching? Well, Ethan, I hope you're sitting down. It is Total Divas on Thursday. But, Ethan, before you get upset, or maybe you're overjoyed, I don't know which way you go on that. But we are going to be watching some wrestling next Sunday. And, I mean, we are also watching wrestling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So we're doing well. But next Sunday, it's either going to be NXT TakeOver Chicago, Bash at the Beach 95, Money in the Bank 2014, or In Your House 2. So, there we go. Vote now. Vote now if you jump over to Wrestling ePod, yeah? It's not a crazy new earphone that's come out from Apple. It is where you will find the Wrestling Escape Pod Twitter account. Days, since Best Attires didn't win, what thumbnail did you have in mind? I didn't have one, actually. I didn't have one. I was... off the top of my head right now, I'd be trying to think of something outrageous, of course. And I'd be trying to think of like a tag team. So maybe Demolition might be quite fun. Because it looks like some kind of S&M party, doesn't it? You know? So, I don't know, Demolition could have been quite interesting. The Rockers wore some pretty outlandish stuff. But I'd have to try and think of a tag team for me and Tommy. Because I could have done, you know, Mantar wouldn't have worked. I don't know. They would have been quite tricky, I think. It would have been brilliant. We would have found something great. No doubt about that. But yeah, off the top of my head, something like that. Something like Demolition. I think I might just make the Demolition picture anyway. me and Tommy as Demolition. Yeah, that could have been crazy. What did win wrestling intros? Wonder what I can do for that. Kind of need something that's got a few people involved, don't I? So that might be quite good as well. I might be able to find a good picture for that. New Day. Insiders. What did Insiders say? He's doing better, but his ear is still painful from the infection. He's got a big shout out for all of you that have asked about him at the end of the show tomorrow night. Oh, I'll tell you something I need to do. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do that after the stream. I need to add the faction that won onto the streams, don't I? I was thinking about that yesterday. Whilst we were doing the AEW stream, I was like, I knew I forgot to do that. Who won? Was it the Defiance? I seem to think it was the Defiance that are the current champs. Insiders, have you had about 3 entries? I think you said. I should imagine that once I put the name onto the streams going forward, then there might be some more people that ask and get interested. So, yeah, I think it's the Defiance. Days and Tommy as the Bushwhackers. Used to love doing that. Days, why can't NXT add some star power that are directionless like Nakamura and Zayn? I think it comes back to them not really knowing what NXT is, and we've mentioned this a lot recently, so I'm not going to go on about it again. But I think if it was to go toe-to-toe with AEW and be a third brand and, do you know what I mean, be treated like Raw and SmackDown and all like that, then maybe you would see that happen as a part of the draft and the superstar shake-up and everything. Or maybe there was plans to do that when the draft happened anyway. I think there was definitely going to be a draft and a superstar shake-up, but we just never got it. We never got it. So, yeah. That damn coronavirus. I can't wait till we get crowds back and things get back to normal. For many, many, many reasons. We are also plending right now, my friends. We are plending. So if you did want to vote, you're getting towards the end of your opportunity. We are plending. What do we watch on Sunday? We are about to find out. It's very, very close. Again, 3% in this. 3% in this. And we should find out very soon what has won. Is it NXT TakeOver Chicago? Is it Bash at the Beach 95? Is it Money in the Bank 2014? Or In Your House 2? I can tell you that In Your House 2 is in last place at the moment. In the lead is Money in the Bank. I tell you what, we've been plending a long time. We're living the plending life right now. We are plending like there's no tomorrow. We're just here plending away in the kitchen with the blender. Is it broken or something? What's happening? Poll ending. Feel like I'm stuck in ground. Oh, here we go. Oh, NXT TakeOver Chicago by 1%. Wow, there we go. NXT TakeOver Chicago by 1%. So there we go. We're going to be watching NXT TakeOver Chicago next weekend. Busy. Busy, busy bees, aren't we? We're going to be busy, busy bees. The Shackleford Rebellion is bust this week. I might have to consider leaving. Oh, drama. Drama. We've had some new folks as finalists. Oh, new people. New people have arrived. Have the Defiance tried to defend their championship? Have the Defiance entered the competition? Days Linda's going to be on Total Divas. April Fools. Oh, you got me. You got me. And you got me again because it's not even April. Rusty said they'll be back next week. Lenny says, I was furious when Total Divas won, but I am over it. And now you're going to give us a real wrestling show. Yes, Lenny. Yes. Yes, Rennie. Have you got your spoons ready? I don't think anyone's pregnant. So, there we go. Defiance is dissolved. Defiance has dissolved. What, the first ever champions are done. The dream is over already after 1 week. The battle to find the greatest faction, and the faction broke up. Wow. Drama? The Defiance splitting up? I didn't hear about this. Amazing. Jerry Smith saying, have you got your spoons ready? There's no need, mate. There's no need. I don't think the cutlery is going to help us on Thursday. Maybe it will. Jake says, we forgot. Days, the poll is a lie, and it's photoshopped. Money in the Bank really won. Well, it's NXT TakeOver Chicago. That's what we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching TD 7 to 9, and NXT. That damn Carol Baskin. Yes. Ah, Carol! How dare you? How dare you, Carol Baskin? King Coasters will rise. Cameron says, you should put the Defiance in the Tag Team Betrayals episode. Yes, Cameron. Yes. That's very good. Tommy, I've actually got one to start us off with, Tommy, for Tag Team Betrayals. You might not have heard about this, but we do have a faction war going on, and I'd like to draw your attention to the Defiance, who after 1 week split up. In the words of Keemstar, drama alert. Drama alert. There we go. Look at this. I might start a channel where I just report on the news from the faction wars. Do you know what I mean? Each day, just a little breaking news. Defiance have split up. Breaking news. New people have entered the game. What are these new teams called? Insiders, what are they called? What are they called? Let me know. The Great Sasuke is the underdog. Oh. Faction War, says Johnny Bates. Yes. It's you get into groups of 4. You can have a 5th person, but they're admin. They pull it all together for you. Maybe they submit it for you. They represent you. They can still call themselves champion if you're champion, so they get the benefit. But to keep it fair, to keep the teams even, we went with 4. Same number as the 4 horsemen, 4 horsewomen. Undisputed Era, yeah. Imperium. So we went with 4, and you have to listen to the insiders. I think it's closed for this week. You'll find out soon. We haven't ended. We're still a faction. Oh, breaking news. I could do another video now. Guys, breaking news. The early reports were fake news. And new reports have just come in that Defiance is still rumbling along. Joe Exotic says Carol Baskin killed her, waked him. Don't believe me. Hello, Joe Exotic. I only just saw who that was from. Days, it was either Vince all along, Austin, or the sex bots, because Money in the Bank did not win. Maybe it was those darned sex bots. Sex bots. Jacoby says, I'm drinking a Starbucks. Shout out to you. Coast Maniacs, shout out to you as well. We'll probably stick around. No, do you know what? We've done really well. I'm really pleased. I thought I'd be asleep. And B, we're like 1 hour, 44 minutes in. I mean, that's madness. I don't even know where that time's gone. Legit, I don't know where that time's gone. Is it 1 hour 44? Or is it 44? I think it is 1 hour. We started at 11, didn't we? I'm double checking. I'm looking right now. I'm going to have a gander. Because I can't believe that we've been streaming for 1 hour and 45 minutes. But I believe we have. Unless my clock... Did the clock just go forward? I genuinely am bemused by this. Is it 1 hour? 40 odd. It is unbelievable. Amazing. Days, what's sleep? I don't know, but I feel awake now. I was pretty tired before, but now just like having a chat with you guys and sorting out some polls, figuring out what we're going to be watching, and I tell you what, I can't wait to have to tell everyone else that we're watching Total Divas on Thursday. Oh, man, I thought I had some grief today. I'm going to get even more tomorrow. 103 minutes ago, the stream started. Amazing. Defiance Alive 2. Sexbots killed Carol. OMG. We're going to stick around for about 5 more minutes. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And obviously, if not, we can all go our separate ways. Total Divas woke him up, says John. Jerry says, Days, this Raw, what do you think Viking Raiders and Street Profits will be like? I don't know. I felt the axe throwing. The basketball was just Street Profits winning, and I wasn't really feeling it. But then obviously after the break, or we went back to it and we got the punchline, and the punchline was actually Viking Raiders were really good all along, and they let the Street Profits win. So all in all, okay, it was all right. Next week, axe throwing. I was a bit like, I'm not sure about this. And it didn't work for me. It didn't work. I wasn't a fan of it. It was a bit silly. I mean, it was like they threw an axe in the police car. Do you know what I mean? It was stuck in the windscreen. And then the policewoman saying to, is it Eric Ivar? She was saying, like, I would arrest you, but you're cute. It's all a bit, this is silly. I didn't like it. So, yeah, I wasn't feeling that. So I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully have a match, and then that's it. Hopefully they do what they're paid to do. Have a wrestling match, and that's it. And that'll be the end of it. Because I'm really not sure about trying to, use the Viking Raiders in that way. It's kind of missing the mark for me. But, you have to do these different things, don't you? For different folks, like different things, so... Days, do you remember Lennox and Jock that donated the money? Maybe they created the sex bots. Well, maybe they did. In my own Sasuke Mania rules. Street Profits and Viking Raiders in a Tiddlywinks match. Oh. Stay for 12 more minutes. Well, I mean, I can if there's... I always like to end on a round number, so staying for 12 minutes is absolutely fine with me if there's things that people wanted to talk about. Viking Raiders and Street Profits in a basket match. Yes. Did a video. Rusev and Undertaker in a basket match because it was around the same time they had the casket match. And obviously I haven't got caskets lying around. Who has? Well, Undertaker. But I had a basket, so I went with that instead. I think they will give Corbin a relevant match, says Killer Sasuke. We should watch Slammiversary 2013 next time. Can we watch Money in the Bank on Saturday? Unfortunately not, my friend. We are watching UFC on Saturday. We're already pretty full up. So tomorrow we've got Raw. Tuesday we've got NWA. And then I record Wrestling Escape Pod after. Wednesday, NXT and AEW. Thursday, we've got Total Divas. Friday, SmackDown. Saturday, UFC. Sunday, NXT TakeOver Chicago. And I'm going to try and do this stream. If I can't do it on the Sunday, I'll move it to the Monday just before, unless insiders have got something, and then I'll figure something else out. But in all fairness, I'll try and do it next Sunday. So I'm going to try and do this and do that on that. Whew! Tell you what, I'm going to need a PA. Days, did you ever want to become a wrestler? I never really thought about it, to be honest. I mean, I suppose as a kid, you it might pop into your mind? Like, what would imagining, posing and wrestling in front of all of the people. I suppose as a kid that pops into your mind. But I never got to the point where I was like, I want to be a wrestler and looked into how to do that. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't know anything about wrestling. I was in a little town, I mean, there was no internet when I was growing up. There was no smartphones. You had a book with phone numbers in it. And in all fairness, I didn't look in that big book to see if there was like wrestling schools. Maybe there was. I don't know. I never looked. I never got that far. So there we go. It never crossed my mind. Whereas now, I think there's so many opportunities. I mean, you can just go onto Google. Just put in wrestling school and wherever you live, and then you'd be able to find out if there was one in your area. No, I mean, how amazing is that? I didn't have that when I was a kid. But I can't blame that, because if I wanted to do it, then I would have found a way, wouldn't I? Look at Trent Seven. He found a way. Look at Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, British Bulldog, Lord Alfred Hayes. They all came from the UK. They all found a way. No, it just never crossed my mind for whatever reason. But if I was like young now, if I was a kid now, I think I would have it as a dream. Yeah, I think I would. A velveteen dream. Wrestling Dude says, Days, you should tweet your stream schedule on Twitter. I can do that. I kind of feel like people know it by now. I mean, yeah, all right. Maybe we might attract some new people. It's always nice. But I think the community knows, what we've got. I mean, they don't know about Total Divas yet, but we've got a live Abby's tomorrow. Ooh, insiders with a live Abby's window. Hello. Days, can you summon the sex bots for the end? It would be jokes. I don't control them. This might be a spoiler, but I do not have some kind of magical, mystical power over the sex bots. So I can't control them, unfortunately. How do you attract them? I don't know what you do. I don't know. Do I have to? I don't know. I don't know. I thought if I grabbed a boob, that might do it. I don't know. I panicked, guys. I panicked. But I don't think it worked. Unless Michael Wheeler is a sex bot. And Killer Sasuke. I know Dave in real life is. That's no surprise. Killer Sasuke says, Dave. It's because I was talking about Dave in real life. Days. If you became a wrestler, what gimmick would you want it to be? Would you want it to be the Wheel of Fun? What do you mean? Like where I have a wheel on my head, and as I come down, I've got like a microphone. It's the Wheel of Fun. Everybody loves the Wheel of Fun. What was that? Is that the wheel? It's the Wheel of Fun. Ba-dum-bum. Something like that. Forfeit, guys. It's forfeit. Nah, that'd be awful. Although, it would definitely get over. It would definitely get over. Days, the person on the horse from Raw was Carol Baskin. Amazing. I knew it would be. Michael Wheeler, shout out to you. Chalmers says that would be over. I know. People would definitely sing along to that. Definitely sing along. And then, could you imagine all of like the masks that I could sell? They're not even masks. They would just be headpieces for like $30 or something like this, where you get the wheel and you can like do it from the comfort of your own home. That's what she said. And then like you spin it around and be amazing. Be amazing. I'm telling you, I would be a gift to wrestling if I was young. With million ideas like that. Yeah? I could be the next R-Truth. You could have Scarlett Malvin, the Wheel of Fun. Yes! Oh, Cameron! Yes! I could, you're right. So I could be singing it in the back, and then I'd have Scarlett in front going... that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Although I wouldn't want to have to deal with Killer Cross or Karrion Kross or whatever he's called this week. Days, I know a gimmick that would get over. It would be a generic superstar 5 with some generic music and ring gear. That would be great. That would work actually. That would work. And then on like the Titantron, it says like insert name here or something like that. And everything's just not quite finished. And they come out and it's just like generic Superstar 5. Insert name here. And the ring attire is like white. Maybe it's got a few bits that... A bit like the New Day where they're colouring it in. But this, it's not meant to be coloured in. It's just not finished. Or something like this. That would be cool. John says, what is happening? I don't know. I think we've got to the faff around stage of the faff around. Do you know what I mean? Like, for 1 hour, 50 minutes, we've done admin. Welcome to the admin stream where we sort out polls and we just, you know what I mean? We just do things that we need to do. We do some housekeeping. We have a little tidy around, sort out what the streams are going to be. And then as we get towards the end... Then we start going full on faff around. Days, why are you not hyped for Killer Kross? They are comparing him to Psycho Sid. Wow, putting it that way. No, what I need him to show me what the hype's about. I think the problem I've got is that I haven't seen him before. I've seen some of his matches on YouTube, but I've got no emotional connection. Like, there's a lot of people very excited for him that are like, wow, yes, he's coming, they're coming. Was that them in the car and all this? And the hype is real. You can see Twitter getting excited. So clearly, you know, big deal. I get it. I'm excited. I'm on board, right? But he's got to do something to get me to go, yes, wow. Love Karrion Kross. Because at the moment, I just know him as this big deal. And when he comes out, I'm at the stage where I'm not going, yes, it's Karrion Kross. I'm at the stage where I'm like, right, come on then. What are you about? I'm learning about him, if you will. I'm figuring him out. I'm finding out what I like and what I don't like and all that kind of stuff. Very, very much like I should imagine a good chunk of NXT fans are doing the exact same thing. So, big entrance, though. I do think it's a bit weird. Though, that, like, it's this big entrance, and she's coming down in front and everything, and I don't think she was mouthing the song as much, like, the past week. They might have dialed that down a little bit, but it was so weird that it was all this big production, and they were both in, and it was all dramatic and everything. And then, like, you've just got, like, the guy in the corner who's looking really timid. And then the bell sounds and the smoke all over the ring. Do you know what I mean? It's like it is not a great competitive environment. Do you know what I mean? There's, like, smoke everywhere because it's this how epic. It's like Beyonce has just come to town or something. It's just this big production. I feel like I've seen a concert. And then it's like, ding, ding. And you've just got this guy in the corner. They always remind me of, like, Nicholas. The way they look so intimidated. Just this guy in the corner, like, right, I've got to go now, have I? I've got to fight this guy. As this smoke is, like, billowing and wafting across the ring. I have found that quite enjoyable. So I am finding things. Dave says you can't compare Psycho Sid to Karrion Kross because Sid only has half the brain. Yes. Can we have a rocket tour I don't know. I didn't know what you meant there. Yeah, sure. I can give you a quick rocket tour. This is my filing cabinet where I keep all of my secret documents. That's that cabinet there, that one. That's where I keep all the documents that prove that I am biased to WWE. It's got all the receipts of all the payments that they've been giving me over the months. I keep that in that one. That one is our complaints department. So is that one. That one. All of them are our complaints department. So that's... And I think all of these as well, actually. So I think all of those. So it's basically pretty much those three are our complaints department. That one's got a sandwich in it. I like to keep a little snack in that one. That one is actually a fake one. It's in case someone breaks in and they think that they can steal loads of secret stuff. That one doesn't actually open. This one here, that is where I keep my pet hamster. He's sleeping at the moment, but he likes the dark, and he's locked in there. This one down here, that is where I keep my memories. You know, just like scraps of newspaper that have got like important things that have happened in my time on the pod. And these ones all belong to Tommy, and I'm not sure what's inside, but that one does make noise every now and again, and I'm wondering if that's where he keeps his hamster or something. I'm not too sure. So they're all Tommy's. Toilets, 3 cubicles there. One for me, one for Tommy, one for Robert the robot. So that's toilets there. Seating area, you can see just behind. You can see one of the seats in the background. Bedrooms are that way. I say bedroom, it's a single camp bed that me and Tommy share just down there. Kitchen, that way. And I think that's about it. I mean, it's not... You can see from the image, it's not very big. It's not very big, right? It's not got a lot of room in it. So, yeah, I do... It's good when I can stretch out. Tommy's having a little lie down at the moment, you see, so this is kind of like my special time where I can just be by myself and I can just centre myself, you know. It's very important that you do that. Very important that you do that. So there we go. Just where'd you keep Robert? He sleeps on the outside of the ship, which might be why he's so disgruntled, because I think he feels the cold. I'm not sure. I've never asked. But yeah, we keep him outside. You know, like you would a dog. We very much do that with Robert. DJ B Tazzy says, "What is happening right now?" Great rocket tour. Yeah. Days, can you please shave your beard? You look as if you were in a ring. In a ring. The chant would be, "You look stupid." Like shame. That one hurt. That one cut deep. Killer Sasuke, because I thought we were friends. I can take these kinds of comments from people that I don't know, but from people that I think are friends. That's all right, I'm over it. No, I don't want to. How about them apples? In fact, I could go and get an apple, couldn't I, from the kitchen area? I might do that. Coaster Maniac says 9 out of 10. Well, there we go. Breaking news. 9 out of 10 for the rocket tour. JS17 says, Days, one of them has got to be when you and Tommy made the great Sarcasm WWE 2K20. Yes. Yes. Resting Days fan, shout out to you. You've asked for a shout out a couple of times there. And I think we're about done. I just saw. I got a little glimpse of the time. That it is 4 minutes past Uno in the UK, 4 minutes past 1 here in the UK. Which means that Eastern time it is 4 minutes past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, because I know you are a little bit behind. So, yes, we are done, my friends. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping me decide what we're going to be watching this week. Thank you for ruining my life and ensuring that once again I have to go into a Raw stream, into the lion's den, into the tiger pit, and announce to the rest of our community that hasn't joined us tonight that we are once again, for a third time, watching Total Divas this Thursday. Can't wait for that conversation. Can't wait for that conversation. But at least, you see, they always say be prepared. That's what they say, isn't it? They say be prepared. So as soon as the abuse starts coming, yeah, which I'm already prepared for, I'm like a batter in my baseball cage. I can be like, but on Sunday, we're watching NXT TakeOver. Like that. And that'll please some people. Probably not all people, but, you know. I tried. Polar Family. I never shouted you out, so I'll do it now. Let's be honest. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. Stop it. Stop not being honest. Let's be honest. Oh, I'm so angry. Let's be honest. Vicky Guerrero being in AEW signals the start of a women's heel stable. There we go. There we go. I'm so glad we got the honesty out there. I will be with you, Days. I've got your back. Much love. Much love. Nelson says, Days, ignore the Total Divas fans. Polar Family, shout out to you. Shout out to you, my friend. And that's it. Look, we keep saying that's it, and then I keep reading more comments, so I really do need to go. But this has been fun, man. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this. It's woke me up, I can tell you that much. Do you know what I mean? I might go running around the garden. I mean, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, so I probably won't do that. But, yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I hope you have as well. So, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support. We're back again tomorrow for Raw, and hopefully see you there. And you can help me explain why we're watching Total Divas. So, thanks for that. Bye.